What do pumpkins, teenagers, and Merlin all have in common? Other than being things that shouldn't be allowed in Canada, they're all featured on tonight's spooky episode. Welcome to Queen's TV. Hello friends, enemies, friends, and frenemies, and welcome to the haunting Halloween episode of QTV. We've got an outstanding episode for you this eve, so let's get right into it. First off, in terrifying news, this week Kingston electors elected Mark Gerritsen and not myself as mayor of Kingston. Despite his stunning upset victory and the lowest vote turnout since Rick Astley was actually popular, his competitors seem to keep in good spirits. After the results were announced, defeated candidate Rob Matheson expressed, "It's disappointing. We put a lot of hard work into it." Well done, Mr. Matheson. You kept up your class and voiced your opinion in a very professional way. How about third place candidate Barry Chalmers? The problem with the campaign was name recognition, and people just don't give a about the city. The numbers reflect that. He must have been just a deer on the campaign trail. I can see it now. Hello, madam. My name is Barry Chalmers, and I want to be your next mayor. Nice to meet you, Mr. Chalmers, but I'm actually Rob Matheson supporter. Well, madam, go yourself. Seriously, Barry, not very mayoral, but I guess that worked out anyway. Did you at least redeem yourself? I've had people contact me in regard to this tax thing, Chalmers said. I've had people say that if my taxes go up much more, I'm moving out. If my taxes go up much more, I'll probably pack up my business and move to Loyalist Township. Yeah. You know what he reminds me of? That kid in the elementary school who brought the ball and then assumed he could be captain. I brought my business sense to the election so I get to be mayor. What do you mean I can't be mayor? Fine, then I'm taking my experience and I'm going home. Seriously, who is this guy? I mean, what did he do? Graduate from the LeBron James School of Public Relations? After giving it a lot of thought, I've decided to take my talents to Loyalist Township. That's ridiculous. Yes, Barry Chalmers and LeBron James are actually the same person in my mind. But returning to our winner, Mr. Gerritsen. Senior Political Correspondent Rob Moden outlined what he got done with his first week in office. Rob?
Hi, Davey.
Don't call me Davey.
All right, so at 9 or so, he gets in his car. At 9:15, he's going around egging the houses of all his opponents. By 10, out comes the TV, and that stuff is just flying everywhere. All right, so at around 10:30, the baseball bat comes out, and he just starts nailing these mailboxes as he drives by, just taking them all out.
Wait,
right?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Rob, this is Gerritsen's first day in office we're talking about.
No, this is my buddy CJ's Halloween schedule last night. 9 p.m. get in the car, 9:15 get out the eggs.
All right, that's great. But we really wanted to know what kind of action took place on Gerritsen's big first day.
Nothing.
What?
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Isn't there any sort of juicy stuff you can tell us about? Any new policies, controversies, gossip, anything?
I don't know. He kicked a baby.
What?
Yeah, totally. He just kicked a baby.
Then why are you punching?
He kicked it with his fist. That's what I'm saying.
That didn't happen.
He spat on the grave of the founder of Queens.
Which founder?
John Queen.
No, he didn't, and that's not a person.
No, you're right. He didn't do anything. All right? Like I said, he just got in his office. He drew some new design plans for the furniture and wallpaper. He enjoys mauve, apparently. That's it.
And he didn't even try to write some new policies?
No, of course not.
Why not?
This is politics, all right, D-dubs? It takes a little longer than a day to get something gone.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to get a good start, first 100 days in office, that sort of thing.
Politics isn't a career path someone takes if they want to help people. For that, you should be a doctor or a lawyer or an insurance salesman. But democracy is an inherently broken system, okay? It takes 4 months for us to vote for a new Mountain Dew flavor, for Christ's sakes. Let's do An exercise. Let's say you manage the beer store hub in Uptown Kingston, and you want to get an exemption from the noise bylaw up to 36 times a year so that your noisy trucks hauling beer from Toronto can deliver as late as 10 in the evening. You take it out with City Council and you expect a yes or no answer, right?
Okay, sure.
But the residents are concerned about the noise your trucks make. Did you consider a compromise where instead of 10 p.m., your exemption would end at 9 p.m.? Would you be all right with that?
Well, I don't really know the situation. I'd have to run it by...
All right, so we'll adjourn this meeting for now, and you can go talk this minor tweak over with everyone on your side, and once we're sure you've done that, we'll come back in 6 months and talk about this some more.
6 months from now?
No, 6 months after the meeting where we hear that you've definitely talked it over with your team and may have a potential counteroffer.
And when's that meeting?
TBD. Let's give another example. Say there's a cat in a tree and you want to get him down.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
Okay, so like every good citizen, you go and report that you want to use a ladder on public property, right?
Is it too high for me to just climb up? I'm
Yes,
really strong.
It's a super cat. He's 30 feet up. He jumped really high. You're going to have to fill out the paperwork in order to obtain a permit for the ladder.
And how much time is that going to take?
Not long at all.
Great.
It's the registration process you have to go through before applying for the permit. That's the real.
And then what happens?
Okay, so you take your C-3040 down to City Hall and wait in line. A service representative points you in the direction of the proper department, which has its own line leading to a waiting room with its own line. You talk to the representative there and schedule an appointment to go over the finer points of your application, the size of the ladder, how long you'll be using it, exactly where. You go to that meeting 6 weeks later, sign the T's, dot the I's, and you're almost done. Now you pay the $60 registration fee by mail-in check and wait for your permit card to come in the mail. Then you just go back to City Hall and get it stamped, and now you're all set.
And now you can finally rescue the cat?
No, the cat died. Starvation.
So how does someone get something done?
Complain on Twitter.
Good to know. Rob Monin, everybody. We'll be right back.